Go ahead and get this stream started. I'm going to be playing some Castlevania because seems like a good game to start breaking in this fight stick here. Castlevania is a fighting game, right? Oh, now as you may know, in Japan this game was called um, Embodiment of Scarlet Devil. Uh, It's quite a departure from the previous 6 entries in the series. It was also the first game to be released on Windows. There are a number of differences between this and the American version. Also, there's supposed to be music here, but I'm guessing this particular emulator doesn't really like this hack for some reason. Here, give me one moment. Okay. Let's try that again. There we go. So yeah, in Japan it was actually called the Holy Gourd, and not Holy Water. Who am I fooling here? This is actually a hack of the Japanese cartridge version of Castlevania, which, unlike the disk system version, doesn't have saving, but unlike the American version, has an optional easy mode for those who find the vanilla game a little too difficult. I've actually been able to beat this game on easy. It gets rid of knockback and I think gives you more lives, and it reduces damage, I believe. By the way, let me know if you can hear me over the video game audio, because I had to tweak the audio a bit, and Streamlabs OBS doesn't really have a really good way of testing out the audio. So let me know if you run into any audio issues. That's good to hear. It's just that the game audio on my end is a little loud, but that's just how it has to be for the audio to come in good on stream. Damn it. But anyway, hacking Castlevania to fit like the format of Embodiment of Scarlet Devil is actually kind of, I guess, ingenious, seeing as both games kind of have the same amount of stages, so like the hack kind of fits pretty nicely. So now we have Remilia, the yokai of Evening Dark. And that was Remilia. Yeah, I believe this was actually done by a Japanese hacker named, I think, DASTARD or something. He does a lot of Toho-related NES ROM hacks, and they're mostly just like... They're mostly just graphics hacks, but they're pretty elaborate and very well done, I think. I kind of want that. Ah, damn it. So I'm not actually used to using a fight stick to play this game, so any mistakes I make on this stream will be strictly because of the fight stick, and not because I am not very good at video games. Because it is never my fault. Nothing is ever my fault. By the way, those would have to be like some pretty large onigiri to fit an entire plate. Like, I mean, just having an entire plate of, like, rice kind of molded into a ball like that, that's gotta be a lot of carbs for poor Reimu here. To say nothing of what's actually stuffed inside the onigiri. Thank goodness this stage doesn't actually introduce any sort of ice physics to the equation, otherwise this would be a very frustrating ROM hack. Gotta get them carbs. Shit. Okay, I swear I've played this game before. And I swear I usually get a little bit further than the second stage before I start dying like this. And I'm pretty sure this sub-weapon isn't like a breadstick. It's probably like some sort of needle of some sort. But it looks like, it reminds me of a breadstick. I'm not sure why I felt the urge to share that, but there you go. Playing this on a fight stick has got me thinking, like, I wonder if Hamster, whoever does the arcade archives for the Switch, if they intend on ever releasing Castlevania on the Switch. That'd be pretty cool. I mean, it really is just Castlevania with a shorter time limit, but, I mean, just having more VS games released on Switch, that would be pretty cool, I think. One game I'd really like to see on the Switch is VS Battle City. Or VS Starluster. That's a pretty cool game. Though now that I think about it, I think they released Namco's Tank Force on their latest Namco Museum. That's kind of like Battle City, except like 16-bit. Fairy shouldn't be throwing around blades like that so carelessly. Someone could get hurt. Now, while I do remember Hong Meiling's stage being kind of green, I don't know, this stage just doesn't have that... Where am I going with this? It's just not as evocative of the... Oh, God. Talking about nothing got me killed. It doesn't fit the theme of the upcoming boss. Also, some of these background tiles look a little glitched. This could be a problem. Two mailings. This can only go well. That wasn't fair because it was 2 against 1. God, I am a little rusty. That's fine, though. I want to at least play up until I get to Remilia. I think... yeah, Remilia. Had to think for a second to remember who replaces Death in this game. It's just as well that I start at the beginning of the stage. Gives me time to power up. Got that 1,000-point bonus for hitting one of the swords on the way to the sword swinging fairy. So far, so good. Oh, that was really useful. Boy. Okay, there's probably a way to kill those guys at low health, I just don't know it. Okay, I kinda just want to throw this life and start again. This has not been going very well. Eesh. You can give me that whip upgrade anytime now, game. Be really helpful right now. Or, you know, just kill me. Really, I don't mind. Okay, that was actually pretty useful. I've got more than 10 hearts. I thought by now I would, like, spawn the whip upgrade. Or maybe it's 15 hearts that spawns the whip upgrade. I forget. Oh, there we go. That's what I had to do. I just had to time my whips. Alright. Now comes the fun stages. So as you can see here by the flying literature, this is the magical library. Magical... It's the magical library. I mean, it's got books, it's got bones, it's a library. I don't really need to explain it. Yeah, that's how summoning circles work, I think. They just kind of fly across the sky and dump little demon familiars all over the place. I've played Megami Tensei games. I know how this stuff works. It's a dragon book. That's kind of funny. Let me see if I remember how to do this. Okay, so far so good. That boss usually gives me a little more trouble than that. Thank goodness it didn't, though. Stop dragging my books around. And who could forget the torture chamber that Remilia keeps her maids in? That's part of Toho canon, right? It's been a while since I've played a Toho. Funny enough, shit. Sakuya is about as far as I could get on Embodiment of Scarlet Devil, and Death here is about as far as I could get on Castlevania, so I'm about as good at the first Castlevania as I am at Embodiment of Scarlet Devil. Which is to say I'm a complete scrub, but I mean, I can play through most of the game. That's gotta count for something. I don't need those. Okay, now I gotta be careful not to whip any candles that'll take away my holy water, because that's usually what keeps me from beating this level. Like, I'll whip candles at random and, like, lose my holy water, and pretty much lose my any chances of beating this stage reasonably. Shit! Just as I was just as I was saying. I went and did the thing I was saying I wasn't going to do. And now I have a yin-yang orb. Or an axe. Essentially, I can't cheese death anymore. This is what usually happens. It's okay though, because this is my last life before game over, so if I die here, I'll just have to start the stage over, and it'll be fine. Okay, this time let's not get the axe. Yin-yang or whatever. Maybe not die here too. That would be really great. Let me just take care of this first, okay. Alright, so far so good. Okay, I gotta remind myself not to hit this upcoming candle, because it's gonna have an axe. Yin-yang orb. And I don't want that. We don't want that. There we go. Now all the other candles here should be safe. Should be safe. That's weird, I don't recall red fairies spawning up there. That's fine, though. You know, there is a Castlevania Chronicles, where... Shit! Why did I do that? Oh, fuck. God fucking damn it! The knife is even worse against death than... I'm so angry at myself. Am I just doomed to never beat this wretched game? Wrong button. Should be, yep. Big ol' onigiri there. This is going to be the quickest death fight. You know, death is probably really easy with the holy water. It's just I never have the holy water whenever I fight death. It's a little frustrating. Oh, just kill me now. That works. You know, the fun thing about this particular gauntlet is that it's on my version of Castlevania, which I have on a pirate multi-cart for the Famicom. It's based off the American ROM, but it's based off of the earlier American ROM, which means that if that the game is prone to freezing up on this particular part whenever there's too many sprites on the screen, which tends to happen regardless of what I do. Meaning, if I lose at death, there's a pretty good chance that the game will just hard lock, or like right over there, trying to get over to this boss, which has kind of prevented me from beating this game legit. So, but this is an emulator running a ROM hack based off of the later Japanese cartridge release, so we don't really have to worry about that particular issue happening here. I just kind of have to remember to keep the holy water with me through the rest of the stage. Dang it. I've already lost the holy water. Man, this game hates me. That's fine though, I mean, time works on death, doesn't it? Probably not. I don't think it works on bosses. Oh well. It's not about the destination, it's about the journey. Does time stop work on Medusa? I've never thought to try that. She's usually pretty easy without it. Okay. You're in or you're out, come on. Really? I've never really thought Medusa required any strategy more complex than, I don't know, just try to damage rush it. You'll usually win. Also use holy water if you have it. Or I guess the official Nintendo Player's Guide would call holy water, like, fire bombs, considering the guidelines of the times. Okay. I did it again. No, wait, I had the time stop. It really wouldn't have mattered. Oh well, we'll try our best. Okay, so I'm thinking after this life, or no, after I get a game over, and after I run through, if I'm not able to beat Sakuya with my next game over. Before my next game over. Well, before the game over after this inevitable game over. I'm thinking about switching over the game to something else. Not that there's anything wrong with this game, it's just... I've got another game I want to show off. A game I've been playing a little bit of on my 3DS. One that probably isn't as exciting as this, but one that I think is pretty cool anyway and deserves some recognition. But let me fail a few more times on this game first. Shit. So we gotta make sure we don't get the boomerang scarf looking thing. I think it's not a bandana. I just don't know what those square things are. I know they're used as projectiles sometimes in the actual Toho games, but damned if I know what the hell they are. I did it again! I did it again. Got the goddamn boomerang square thing. Sigh. Okay. An extra life to prolong my suffering. Oh joy. There's gotta be, like, a better way of taking on death without the holy water. Like, the holy water can't be the only feasible way of fighting that guy. Like, I've heard the boomerang being, like, a half-decent weapon against death, but... I don't know, it just... Oh... Alright. That was not smart. If there's a good way of fighting death without the holy water, I don't know it. Anyway, I'm going to step away from the computer for a second. Maybe get some water. Go to the restroom for a second. And then when I get back, I'm gonna switch over the game. So, be right back.